Welcome to the WoodsTalk podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the WoodsTalk podcast. How are ye? How are things? Kessica Uchafe, the fucking crack. With yourselves, I hope you're alright. It's episode 54 of the podcast. Very, very excitement. You know, I will dip in and out of languages over the next hour that we are talking. Greetings to all members of the Wu-Tang clan. Hola. Hola as fuck. Bonjour. Semi buckets, mercy, buku, you know, just to all the various listeners of the podcast. Apparently, according to my most recent SoundCloud statistics, las statisticas, the WoodsTalk podcast is huge in Oman, which is a country somewhere. Is it near Dungiven? I'm done giving a fuck because it's probably some ghost account, because I can't help but think my talk of Hallions and Jerry Adams and stuff like that goes down well in Oman. Who is this Jerry Adams? Who is he? Tell me the crack. You know, so that's just the way it is. But we're back after what was last week's podcast was entitled Up and No Crack, because I didn't really have any. Which, considering we were in lockdown for 100 plus days, must be 130-ish now maybe, they have the first podcast where I really struggled for anything to say was, that's alright. You know, I'd have taken that. You go into lockdown, and I had a few ideas in mind, but I don't know how I could really, you know, anything that I was planning to do over lockdown was all just boring adult shit. Going to get on the electro register, going to get... and I can give myself driving, going to drive, you know, get myself the various licenses involved in which to get an automobile. You know, no one wants to hear about my theory test and then my attempts to get car insurance and all that jazz, because you listen to this podcast to escape from adult shite. Or if not that, maybe just to hear my banal adult shit, so you don't feel totally alone in the world. When you're like, here, how come every time I go on my Instagram, there's just all these hooters that I used to go to fucking school with, and they're on their 19th holiday of the year. And considering there's been a pandemic, that's a little irresponsible. And they wasn't even wearing no fucking masks. Didn't see a mask in sight. Nobody looked like they were in Mortal Kombat. Nobody looked like an aspiring ninja. No one looked like, you know, that they were a cowboy about to go into the jail, you know. So I don't know, you know, because adulthood is just thrust upon you. You can't escape it. You know, like when you think you're a healthy person, and then you wake up and you've got a verruca or a mouth ulcer, and it just came on you, regardless of your, you know, precautions. That's what adulthood is. An unexpected mouth ulcer on your life, you know. Because you like to think yourself as a cool dudette, you know. You're like, I'm pretty fucking swag, you know. I fucking can still pint like a maniac, you know, up to speed with the new beats. Anything in the charts, if even charts are a thing anymore. I don't know, streaming Nolan. You know, you like to think yourself as swag. I'm going to go fucking Crete. I'm going to go to the Isle of Lesbos, the home of lesbianism, and go out and just watch people munching more rugs than a fucking crack addict in a carpet factory, because, you know, that's you know, you think you're swag. You know, I've got myself a wee boutique flat. You know, we bought an ottoman recently in which to keep all the dildas, plural. The plural of dildo is dildas, because it's it wouldn't be dildos at the end, because OS is masculine. So it's dildas, because, well, maybe men can use dildos as well. At here, we'll not get into that fucking early in the episode. You know what I fucking mean, mate? Yeah, so welcome back, peeps, is my long overdue point because, as I say, the adulthood just happens. It just happens. You know, well, you think you're, as I say, you're that swag person, swaggy Thatcher, swagafa Christie, and then you realise that you're not as cool as you fucking used to be just because you're wearing a fucking Blues Brothers t-shirt. You've got a 9-inch Nails vinyl beside you. That means fuck all. That's just material goods. Does that imply on your respective swagnicity? You don't know. Swag for life. Because I think I was a pretty cool dude. You know what I mean? Comedian. You know, do my wee podcast. You know, pretty good taste in films, music. You know, pretty dead on. I like a bit of nightlife. I like a bit of chill. You know, I like to travel. But then I was supposed to record this podcast half an hour ago, but had to rub my wife's neck because she slept funny. Just you need to come over here and rub my neck here, will you? Because I know what way I slept, you know, because for some reason my leg is actually behind my neck at the moment, so you know, it's fucked up. So I just spent those ages rubbing her neck. And I don't have the nimble fingers of a masseuse. Why am I sitting like this? I don't know. You know, these digits of mine for the video watchers, I don't know. I don't have that magical touch. You know, I could don't know if I'd be a very good masseusist at all. A massagerista, a massage artist, Nigel massage. It's on Nigel Farage. I don't know. Fuck knows. You know, just been rubbing her neck. I don't know if it did any good. I don't know if it made it worse. I know now she can shout at me from like less angles now. So maybe the short neck's a good thing. She can't sort of turn and be like, here, you're gonna fucking do them bins. Now she's like Val Kilmer, the Batman Forever gif of him in the plane and he can't move his neck and he's like that's the way she is now. She's like, did you do the bins? Did you empty the fridge? There's something smelling funky in there. You know, that's my thing, bins. That's my one of my main responsibilities. Less responsibilidadios. Because I'm in charge of that. And it does get done, not with any real vigilance or you know, it's done well. You know, I don't overstuff the bag. Don't put anything in the bag that's going to split the bag. You know, technique is all about technique. That's what it is, mate. You know, I'm the master of doing bins now, but I will let it get to like when I'm arsed. You know, and that's probably one thing that I've noticed about this week is my first week back at the office job, working from home after having a decent bit of time off, and I made the sort of the real mistake of, you know, and I didn't see this coming because I know my big preoccupation last week was letting the dread of going back to work ruin the sort of remaining 2 days of the time I had off. You know, that sort of last 2 days we were like, fuck, I got back to work Monday again, mate. Fucking back to work, just going door to door selling doorbells, and to be honest, it's pretty clear if they need one or not pretty instantly. Ding dong, act bags. Fucking got one. Act here, Mairead. Don't fucking worry about it. But see the next time I come here and that doesn't fucking work after you use letterbox or headbutt the door, I'll hook you up with a sweet doorbell. Got all the tunes on these doorbells, you know. DJ Jean the launch. What other tunes you looking? You know, song from Hamilton. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. I'm ready to wait for it. I'm ready to wait for it. All the beats. You come out, you black and tans. Evacuate the dance floor. What are you looking? Wagon wheel? No bother. Hit the diff. Fire starter. We're going to eat pizza. All the tunes. Bohemian Rhapsody. Now that's a long enough doorbell, so bim bum bam 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 bam. You know what I mean? Having Bohemian Rhapsody as your doorbell is not a bad shout. You know, don't get me wrong. Long old tune up there with like Purple Rain, American Pie, Long, Stairway to Heaven. You know, but again, you're you know, it's that thing is that a doorbell does not ever provoke a positive response unless it's a takeaway delivery driver. If it's someone from Deliveroo or Just Eat, working on the behalf of those companies, going, I've got your fucking Chinese here, Sheila. Shout out to Aaron Butler there. Chicken balls for Sheila. I've got a chop suey for Declan. You know, that's the only time that a doorbell provokes a positive response. Every other time you're like, oh, that fuck's shit. Here, fuck's sake, mate, I'm not here. Fucking 8:30 at night, and some cunt's looking to sell us a doorbell. I don't give a fuck. What song is it? What's it? 1999 by Prince? That's a fucking tune. Don't get me wrong. See, at a wedding, I demand a DJ. But like here, MC Batter Sausage, fucking play. 1999, you know, tonight we're gonna party like it's 1999. You know, that's again, doorbells are a thing. I don't even know if they're really a thing anymore. There's probably some sort of button that, you know, people press and it goes straight to your phone, and you can see the big person's stupid bake. You know, just looking and look at that, you can see me. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone, which is never the case here in Northern Ireland because it's been fucking pissing down all week. The big man hasn't been particularly motivated in terms of going for his runs, sees the rain. Have you ever seen the rain? And I haven't bothered my hoop. And that's my point, you know. But that doorbell observation was very clever. Let's actually elaborate on that before I get stuck back into my original point. Yeah, let me think. When the doorbell goes, you're only happy. Yeah. What if it's a family member, Rory? Bollocks. If it's your Auntie Rita visiting because she's back from fucking, particularly now during COVID, I'm like, you fucking flew home, you selfish trout. You know what I mean? I'm at risk of infection. Infected daddies. You know? If it's a family member, nah. Not even, because, you know, let's face it, when it's a takeaway driver, you're sort of reasonably decent. You're very obliging. Good lad. Yes, tip, no bother. You're very welcome. £3 Deliveroo. Yeah, you take that wee, go get yourself, you know, a bell for the bike. And I don't know, maybe get a fucking, you know, something for the bike. Maybe get a fucking Bluetooth speaker. Listen to the Venga Boys. Yeah. The delivery driver, you're usually dead on. You don't really have to be, you don't have to make a lot of effort. Just be civil, because that's all they're expecting. And they're not expecting to be there for more than a minute, really. You know, that's their thing, is to be there and get the fuck out quickly. That's why you're so happy to see them, because you know there's no chance they're going to overstay their welcome. Someone lands with your hot dogs, your Indian, your bao bun. You know, it's not as if he's going to go, any chance I can come in for a shite. Because I tell you what, I have been dilated as fuck since the fucking Westlink, and then I got caught in traffic, and I swear to God, it's 75% of the way out. I actually think I feel a bit of it at my ankle at the minute, mate. Can I come and have a dump? And here, would you have a towel? Because fucking pissing down out there, as per fucking usual. The fucking Bewitched have a lot to fucking, you know, say. You know, they blamed on the weatherman, but sure, that wasn't enough, because he's still fucking treating us like shit. You know, the delivery driver's never going to overstay the welcome. You know, I've never seen one that was like, oh, what's that? Are you watching The Umbrella Academy? Oh, I was looking to start that. Here, bear with me. Shoes off? Oh, I'll take your shoes off. Aye. Student dog shite though, so if you've got a half decent fucking butter knife there, I'll scrape that off and rinse it in the sink. You know? Anybody else rings that doorbell, it's never good. It's either a family member that will 100% overstay their bastard welcome. No doubt. No doubt. Feeling hella good. So I just keep on dancing. No doubt, because I'm just a girl, and you know, all the other No Doubt tracks that I actually know, but I can't sing them. You know, that's probably not even like a good thing to be talking about. Don't speak about it. A comedian. So, yeah, any other time, fucking grim. Oh, if it's a family member, you know they're going to stay. Because you have to be obliging, or you'll be ill spoken of. You have to have the tea, you have to have a good spread on, particularly if it's your uncle. But, you know, if it's your auntie or someone else, and they just land, and they always want to chat for hours but have no crack, even pre-COVID. You know what I mean? Sure, here, come on, you in, sure. Fuck's sake, Rita, come in, sit down. You know, I'll get you a cup of tea here. We've got a couple of blue ribbon there on the the Ultimate Prod biscuit there, no offence, but fucking hell, slapped my knee very close to the mic there. Hopefully didn't give someone a nice stroke there, post-stroke pat. Doing rightly, by the way. Sure, you come in, sure, Rita, you have it, here, we'll have a wee natter. And she'll be like, here, you know what, I'd love a wee natter, that's good, shout. Mairead, that's good, let's have a wee natter. So then, fucking Rita chills on the sofa. What's that you're watching? I'm just going to ask hardcore pornography. Trying to fucking bust here. Trying to erupt the ejac, the electronic ejaculation. The big man's got to bust that nut. Otherwise, the nut's going to inflate and affect my general living. No one wants an inflated nut. You know? Unless it's a nut-themed birthday for your child and you get nut balloons and they need inflated. But if your child's obsessed with nuts, like, you know, watch fucking Ben 10, Dragon Ball Z, you know, Jay's brother, and you know, they sit, and like the worst thing is they go in with the ultimate intention of having a natter, but there's no, so how's things anyway? Grand. No scandal? None at all. And I've just got the porno in the background going, here, it's the big finish here, and I'm looking to outspunk this guy. He got it over her forehead, and I'm just trying to imagine I could get around, ricochet off the back of the door, hit her in the back of the neck. About to stave the dick here. Oh, God knows. Eh? You know, yeah, when it's not delivery drivers, it's all negative. Sure, it's either a family member who are going to overstay their welcome and want to know everything about what you're at, because they're nosy bitches. It's not about they care about your welfare. They're either going to do it because they can go, oh, isn't that great? And they've got scandal for their mates at any other time. Or they want to commentate on where you're at in life, you know. If you go, well, you know, and I had this a million times, you know, but like a lot of family members, family friends, they're like, so what do you do now? And I'm like, well, I'm still doing stand-up, you know, but I'm working in the shop, you know what I mean, during the day, keep the bills paid, which I think is quite admirable. You know, I used to feel very, what's the word, very sort of not embarrassed about it, but it was not something that I ever wanted to bring up. You know, I always felt like it was a touch, not that there's anything wrong with where I was working, it's not that, but you know, you just see that sort of deflation of the eyes, and you go, well, I'm working in the shop still, do a bit of stand-up as well, and it's always just like, you know, maybe it's time to not do the thing, you know, maybe try and focus on something that'll actually, you know what I mean, just really backhanded shit. That's always what that's all fams want to know, man. Like, just they want to slag or they want scandal for their mates. That's the bottom line. Fish yow. You know, if you go like, oh, I've just got my master's in architecture and I've got actually the place that took me in for a year was on placement in there for a year, giving me a job already, company car. They've actually bought me a house in Florence. And they're like, oh, that's not great. Oh, look at our fucking Stephen. You know what I mean? We superstar. There's a check for £23. You know, when you say others, like you know, anything, like I'm an actor, I'm a comedian, I'm a musician. I'd say maybe musicians get it a bit worse. You know, because the musician thinks, oh, you always look at that worse. Like, oh, so you're going to be singing an Oasis cover in, you know, a barn in Maherafelt, are you? Is that, you know, what's your story, morning glory? Well, need a little time to wake up, and you should wake up because, you know, you're going nowhere with your fucking life. So, and again, that's fucking class. I'd say musicians get it worse, honestly, because there's just that assumption that it's just very like, you know, you're just playing somewhere and nobody's really listening to you, and you get the half-arsed after every tune sort of thing, which is not really the case. Maybe not so much these days. You know, at least with an actor, they can go, oh, will we see you in Emmerdale anytime soon, Holby City? Something like that. Some of that fucking bullshit. Comedian is sort of the middle ground, for sure, where they're kind of going, well, you know, particularly, like, they always go, like, well, do you like, you know, William Caulfield, or are you a fan of, like, you know, Mrs. Brown's Boys? Are you a fan of Mrs. I love Mrs. Brown. That's my sort of humour. Not too much, wee bit of blue, but, you know, they just sort of hint at it. They don't really spell it out too much, you know what I mean? You know, so that's kind of a grim thing. Have I lost my train of thought? Oh, aye, the train's departed the fucking station. You know, but it's hard to keep up. You know, I've been learning shit this week over the weekend. Lisa's younger sister moved into her student accommodation on Saturday. So when she got her keys and it was all her and her mates and stuff, she rang Lisa and she was like, "This is my room" and stuff like that there. And Lisa was like, "Are you happy enough with the room?" She's living somewhere in Stranmillis. Lisa was like, "You happy enough with the room?" She was, "Yes, I've got actually one of the smallest rooms, which means I have to share a bathroom." Repeat, please. I've got one of the smallest bedrooms, so I actually have to share a bathroom with one other person. And how many are in the house? It's like 6 of us. Would you hear this? Blew my mind. Eiffel 65 blew my mind, right? Jesus. There's like 6 of them all together. 2 of them have to share a bathroom. The rest have en suites. En suites. They've all got en suites. What? What's going on? An en suite in a student house in Belfast that you're renting. And like, I love Stranmillis is great. You know, I was there 2 years, man. Sandy Mountain Lands here, up the respective peelers. Namaste. But fuck, there was no ensuite bathrooms. You know, the closest you got to an ensuite in any of those student houses was the sink in your bathroom. You're like, I'll dump in there, then I'll have a shave. Why fucking clean it down every time? Is, you know, wait till the end of the day. I used to get up in the middle of the night, push that sink, no bother. Oh, you know, am I going down in a cowl fucking student house of a free fucking stories? I'm bouncing down even one story in the middle of the night in the Balticness, the fucking Arctic tundra that is the Belfast student house, to go for a piss. No, I am getting rest in the bag on the rim of the sink. You know what I mean? So they're steady, and I'm sort of, you know, you're semi-erect at that time in the morning too, inexplicably. I don't think it matters what you're dreaming of. You're semi-erect. You could be dreaming about a sexual adventure that you're having, the sexual ninja that you are. You could be dreaming about a chicken Kiev. It doesn't matter. You could be dreaming about Brexit. You know, it doesn't matter. You're sitting there like, you still got half an erection, an erect. You know, erect dire, erect prids. Call on me. You know, that's the bad. So that was the closest I got to an ensuite, and the four of them people have ensuites. What has happened to Belfast student houses? They made you as a person. The shittiness you need. It's a rite of passage. You need to live in a dump, because how are you going to know when you're living in a fucking tremendous flat or when you've bought a tremendous house when you've no basis for comparison? You need to be able to look, you know what I mean, at this place and go, well, this place doesn't have damp. Tick. That's a good thing. You know, if you live everywhere that's all swag, you're not even going to know what damp is. You know, you're not going to know to get sugar soap to fucking air out your house. You know, you don't know the tip, you don't know the tricks, man. Fuck me, purple. En suites. You know, you need, living in a dump is a rite of passage. It's like, you need to live in a shithole. You know, maybe not so much like post, like mid-20s. You know, you should at least be on the upward curve. You know, mid-20s onwards in every respect. You know, well, you should at least try. But fuck me, you should live in a shithole. You should have shite jobs. You know, you're supposed to have bad days. You're supposed to have bad experiences. The people that go, I'm just positive all the time and nothing gets me down. I do transcendental meditation to stay zen. You know, I eat healthy, I exercise. You know, again, it's not the old thing. How do you know when you have, like, you know, like good luck if you've never had bad? Do you know what I mean? You know, it's that thing. You know, people try and like escape negativity. You know, I'm not saying embrace it and, you know, but add fuel to the fire. But you have to accept shit's gonna happen. Shit's gonna go down. You know, and if you're prepared for it, it's actually not as bad. Me and Lisa are hoping to buy a house in the next year, ideally. But we know we could have all the money fucking ready to rack and not find anywhere we like to buy. Or vice versa. We could find somewhere swag that we're totally infatuated with and maybe not have enough money. You know, it's, you know, but again, I'm prepared. You know, I'm not saying be negative or assume the negative, But just be aware of the capacity for cake. You know, you have to live in a shithole, because then you start getting better gaffs. You know, you've got a basis for comparison. You live in fucking sweet places all your life. You're not trained. You know what I mean? You don't have that, what's the word, that sort of mental gumption to fucking just get on with it. Getting on with it is one of life's great skills, and there's maybe a lot of people who know how to fucking do it. Just fucking grin and bear it. Get on with it. You know, stuff isn't ideal. You're going to have to put up with shit. You're going to have to put up with the job that you hate because you have to pay your rent. You know, fucking hate working in H&M, and it's fucking just cunt central, and you know, people complaining about there's one size of cardigan, and then you go to the other store and then I ordered this thing online and it's still on here, and like, you know, but you can't just fucking bounce every time you fucking hate shit. Or at least if you do, have a better option, you know. I don't know, I just feel like, you know, like particularly when you're a student, just fucking have a good time, you know, and live in your shitholes, and each year it should get less shitholey, you know. And same with your jobs, same with you know, it's like anything, you should generally look back, you know, look back but don't stare. Have I stole that from Take That? Yes, I have. But you know, that's a fair point. I mean, you look back in your early days and you go with some great memories, some great stories from nights out, and you know, but you should also look back and go, what the fuck was I wearing? Why am I wearing a bullet for my Valentine sweatband? Why have I got a Trivium, you know, hoodie on, and I'm wearing a chain and an NY cap? You know, you should you should look back and go, well, at least I'm a bit better dressed now. Because see, even today, you know, I love this Blues Brothers t-shirt, but I'll look back in a few years and go, Jesus Christ, you're 30 and you're still wearing film t-shirts. Doubt it, to be fair. I don't give a shit. I'm very happy about this, you know. But shit, all the en-suites, that's it, blows here. Never heard of it. Like, I've heard maybe one student house, or maybe a student house that had one en-suite bathroom, and you know what I mean. I've heard of that. Some places in like Malone Road, you know, birthplace of the Swan and all that shit. You know, just people getting Malone Road's just a different vibe in Belfast. That's for anybody that doesn't know, that's considered like a really posh part of Belfast. You know what I mean? Where there's just hummus vendors on the streets, and there's people just giving you cash. You looking cash? Here, take a 50. Go get yourself a cortado. You know, get yourself some contents insurance and a cravat. Yeah, so she's in a great gaff, you know. You know, I still think even though it's a great gaff, you have to deal with the student existence, which means particularly when you've got a lot of people in the house, there's always going to be one wank stain. We don't know who it's going to be. It's all very exciting as an observer to go, who's going to be the dick? Who's the one that's going to go, I spent all my money on Lipsy dresses and e-tabs, and I don't have any money for the bills. So I'm still living here, but I'm not going to bother paying my rent, putting your deposits at jeopardy. You know, so here's the fucking thing. I broke the oven. Who knew that me, you know, just kicking the oven repeatedly would eventually break it? Here's me, you know, I wanked a fella off and he spunked in the washing machine, and now everybody's clothes are crusty and everything looks like fucking baked Alaska. You wank in any clothes, they're looking like baked Alaska, beige or not. Fuck's sake. I'm dishing out the real things here on WoodsTalk, you know. People wonder, if you wank on clothes, what does it look like? Baked Alaska. Weird fucking tangent. But yeah, I'll tell you what, fucking it blows my mind. Another thing that blows my mind, by the way, is what the fuck was it? I won't say the person's name. One thing I've always been fascinated with is baby names. And there's a friend of a friend who very recently had a third child, and the first two kids are called Max and Alex, and the new child is called Jackson, so Jax for short. The main reason being that they want to have like X at the end. You know what I mean? Like, so they've got Max, Alex, and Jax sort of thing. Whatever tickles your fucking pickle. But I heard through the grapevine that the original name that the baby was supposed to be called is Eric's. Erix. Eric's. Eric's. And I not mean to judge, but you could do better. And Jackson's not so bad. You know, down to Miss Jackson. Ooh, are you for real? That'd be a good doorbell. Eric's. You know, my initial thought was like, what the fuck? Kesakuta to fade the fuck. Like, here, bienvenidos. You know, and get sectioned. Tweet someone and get sectioned, you know what I mean? Recommendations on Facebook. Where can I go to get sectioned? Because I am a full-time mad bastard. As you can see in my about section of my Facebook profile, I am full-time, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, the occasional Saturday. You know, paid monthly as a full-time mad bastard. Can I get sectioned? You know, those recommendations on Facebook, you know, they're annoying, but I suppose if you need help, recommend, where can I get a rake? Where can I get contents insurance? Where can I buy a second welly boot? Where can I get long johns? You'll get all them in the weird wee section in Lidl. You will get that shit. Eric's, imagine dandering about Strabane was where these people are based. Dandering about Strabanistan with a name like Eric's. You know what I mean? No one will believe you. My name is Eric's. My glasses won't set too down. No one will fucking believe you, man. Do you know what I mean? My name's Eric's. What? Eric's? What's your real name then? You know, I honestly, I don't think people in Strabane would be like, oh, you're Tommy. No, if my name's Eric's, well, you're Tommy to us, so you may get around in Tommy, because we're not calling you Eric's. You know, it's like the fucking Rodney and Dave thing from Only Fools and Horses. Eric's. Although, on a very minor note, I do hope that Eric's grows up and has his own son and calls him Sony. So there will be someone to go, you sure you know him? That's Sony, Eric's son. Sony Ericsson. Could I play the Joker? Fuck's sake, sir. Why so serious, you know? Sony Ericsson. You know what I mean? Was he conceived over the phone, was he? I sent her a jizz via WeTransfer. You know what I mean? It wasn't a big load, so it qualified. You know, I didn't have to go for the paid option. Madness. What else have I been up to? Over the weekend, did some shit. Lisa's sister's up, Lisa's mum was up, helping Shanine move and into her mansion in Stranmills with all the en-suites, conservatories, you know what I mean? It's got some thermal village like the fucking Galgorm. Speaking of the Galgorm, booked in there, sir. Oh, yeah, as of today, myself and Lisa are booked into the Galgorm for a lot of days at the end of September for the first wedding anniversary, which is madness. Isn't that totes cray cray? Es muy loco in September. Sir, a year already. How long have I got left? You know, can someone Google that and be like, how long do you have to be married for before she bounces? before she yes, there's avocados on my socks, by the way, for the video watchers. Which I'll regret in a few years, obviously. I booked into the Galgorm. I'd say the first wedding anniversary, we do want to do something to celebrate it. With this COVID shite, we don't really know. Is it feasible to book flights anywhere? You know what I mean, for September? You know what I mean, our main honeymoon is still fucking on hold. We don't know when that's going to be a thing. Nashville and Mexico. We don't know when the fuck that's going to happen, so I do not know. So we just played it safe. We looked at a few sort of spa hotels in the vicinity, and we went Galgorm. We just booked a few wee days in there, got a wee package thing, and I'm very fucking excited. It's very swag. Man, that I say the reasoning behind it is obviously the first wedding anniversary. I suppose it's just that COVID thing is throwing your whole sense of perspective into limbo, where you're just like, I don't know what days, months. Anybody who got a calendar at the start of the year, had definitely binned it by now. Fuck that. No more calendars in this house. I don't know. 1 year. I suppose it's certainly a big deal, and I'm glad to be celebrating it. But we've been together for 12. So it's still obviously a massive achievement for me. You know what I mean? She could do better. So it's an absolute dream for me, of course. But she's slumming it with a woods man. So we're booked in there, which is going to be a lot of fun. Just super chill. Get a lot of spa treatments, all the grub. To use that thermal village, dander about in a dressing gown, like an off-duty samurai. Samurai's off. Here, I'm not fighting anybody today. I just want to unwind and get this hot stone massage. So yeah, we're booked into the Galgorm. Just carrying on. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. The old fucking sound recorder died. So the batteries don't last as long these days now. The old Duracell. So that's that was. I can't remember where it was there. If it was Galgorm, fuck's sake. So that's booked, and that is going to be a lot of fun. I think it was the best we could do, as I say, given the circumstances, because it was just too risky to book anywhere. Because obviously the anniversary is in September. So we played it safe. Mind you, it's still we're probably spending more money by just going to the Galgorm. Even the price of sparkling water, you need an overdraft because. But still, why not? Treat yourself, Is that a new phrase I invented? Yes, treat yourself. So really excited about that. And as I was saying before, the sound recorder acted at her and mugged me off. Carrying on from just a real decadent lifestyle that Woodsy is not used to. Massive shout out to the staff and all the peeps at 6 by Nico Belfast for being so tremendous over the weekend there. Me and Lisa had booked ourselves into 6 by Nico, which is a few locations now. I think there's Belfast, London, Liverpool, maybe one or two other locations. For anybody that hasn't been, the basic premise is it's like a themed menu and it changes every 6 weeks. So they've had stuff from like the childhood. They've had Mad Hatter's Tea Party, Thai street food, Mexican, New York, which is the last time myself and Lisa went. We went for the New York menu, 6 courses, and just a really good setup. There's been a few menus that we've seen that maybe didn't overly tickle our fancy, but that again, that's what's so clever about it, because a lot of other restaurants, I don't know the ins and outs of the industry for sure, but once they have a sort of menu, they kind of stick to at least 90% of it, whereas you could look at the 6 by Nico menu for they could do a Catalan Spanish inspired menu, and you can go, there's not a while out there for me, but you don't have to worry, because in 6 weeks time there could be something on the new menu. So it was basically it doesn't rule you out as a customer for good. So myself and Lisa had been before for the New York menu, which was very, very fucking good. We really enjoyed it. Then, now that they've reopened post-COVID, they relaunched with one of their first, if not their very first menu, sort of redux, which is the chippy. And the big man loves the chippy, as has been well documented here on WoodsTalk. So we got ourselves booked in pretty much the day they announced it. So we went there on Saturday, and lethal. The New York menu was good, but there's maybe one day, like 2 dishes that we were like, they were grand. So it was like 4 belter meals and then 2 sort of grand dishes. The chippy, it's like by Nico, oh mate, the whole shebang as lethal. We got like the aperitif, which I think I have. So I think I took a photo, of the whole The whole fucking menu shut that mate on my phone is not good. That technology can do this station in mid stress. See. Love doesn't discriminate. Sinners and the saints. Still obsessed with Hamilton, by the way. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you. Phone gonna be. Alright, so we got the aperitif, which is called Seaside 75. It's Earl Grey tea, lemon, prosecco, samphire, and sherbet, and they give you like sherbet on like a wee stick, separately, and then you stir it in, mate. Very fancy, very fancy. It was lovely. You could drink about 19 of them. It didn't taste in any way that there was alcohol in it. Maybe there wasn't. There was only a wee dash of prosecco, you know. But so we did that. Then we got the first course was there again. It's all sort of gourmet, sort of fancy-ish takes on the classics associated with a chippy. So first course was chips and cheese. Second course was scampi. Third is steak pie. Fourth is the fish supper. Fifth, smoked sausage. And then sixth is a deep fried Mars bar, which is the nicest dessert I've ever fucking had in my whole life. Obviously for two of those courses, Lisa went for the vegetarian, the scampi and the fish supper. She got a cauliflower substitute and a halloumi because Lisa is scared of fish. I don't know if I've ever really talked about that on this. I dare say I have. I don't even know if we talked about it on our episode. And dare I say it, I'll probably record a few podcasts well in advance to be released. I might not do the usual releases the week that I'm off for the first anniversary. In terms of, you know, I'll just release them early, basically, or schedule posts or something. But dare I say Lisa might come back on and do whatever episode it is that week, maybe leading up to our anniversary. That'd be nice. But I don't know if I ever spoke about the fact that Lisa is scared of fish. She doesn't eat no fish. We couldn't have fish in the house. If there's ever like a live fish, raw fish, you know, fish and camo, raw fish, you know, if there's any of that, like in TV, she can't look at it, man. She's scared of like, she's scared of anybody dressed up as characters. You know, I don't mean like a, you know, like in a Mrs. Brown's Boys or Paddy Raff sort of way. It's like a fucking, you know, when you see someone like in the street dressed up as someone from Monsters Inc. to entertain the kids on Culture Day or some shit. She's kind of about that. She's scared of you remember Neil Buchanan, who used to host Art Attack. She's legit scared of him. She had a bad dream about him one time. I didn't ask her about it. I don't know if there's anything seedy going on. I don't know if there was anything sinister there. We'll absolutely move on. Concept of a rapey Art Attack presenter. She's scared of, but she's scared of fish basically because, you know, she had goldfish when she was a child, and her younger brother Barry just like swallowed one in front, like a live fish in front of her. Don't think he chewed it, which would be even worse, but it's just kind of mentally scarred her, so she's scared of fish. This has been the WoodsTalk podcast. Fuck knows, mate. Yeah, so 6 by Nico is lethal. If you haven't had a chance to try it, absolutely do. It's not. I think it's something like, you know, 29 per person for the 6 courses. I think if you want to add on like the wine tasting option for each course, it's like an extra £29 or some shit like that. But very, very fucking decent. That's my second time. The chippy in New York was great, but the chippies were really, really nice. It's just a class setup. But no, that's the thing about Belfast. The food scene is fucking ridiculous. Like, I mean, as Anthony Bourdain would say, when he was in Dublin for his Layover TV show, he used to say that, you know, the reputation of Ireland from afar was that our food was shite, and he maintains it anytime he's been in Ireland, which I think he says something like 2001 was the first time he visited here. He says he's always eaten very well. Anybody who comes over here loves the grub. I don't know what it is, you know, like Lisa's young older brother James, who didn't eat fish, didn't eat a fish in front of her. he went out to Canada with another fella from Strabane. They both came back with Australian girlfriends, and both of them were just like, the food here's unbelievable. Even just like the simple things like the cheese and like bacon and stuff like that. So, the food's never really been shite. I think there's maybe been a lack of imagination for sure. But the last couple of years, I mean, all over Northern Ireland, there's some great spots. But Belfast just seems to be really, anything any sort of bad experiences I've had eating out in Belfast were always in like big chain places. Like one time me and Lisa went to Frankie and Benny's. She got the spaghetti and meatballs. I got the fish to an hour, and just they just sort of did it in front, like flapped it in front of her. You go, there's a live halibut there, and a pint of stout. But she got the spaghetti and meatballs, and it was like the sauce, like it was like stuck to the bottom of the plate. It obviously had been like burnt in the pan, and they just sort of scraped it off and flung it in. It was just like, and then the spaghetti was slightly underdone. You know what I mean? Which is very poor. Very very poor. Yeah, it's it's always the chains. I think I seen someone on Twitter today. Someone down south, went to McDonald's, and got a whole rake of McNuggets, and there was like the elastic attachment to a face mask was in the fucking nuggets, man. But sure, you get a 15 quid voucher and a tub of sweet curry. So you have to balance that shit up. But as I say, Belfast is great for food. It absolutely is. Because we're a few days in the Galgorm. Then I said to Lisa, we have to go out somewhere in Belfast for a meal as well. So McConnell will love this, but we're most likely going to be barking dog. But to be honest, there's honestly about 30 places you could go. It's you are really spoiled for choice. Yeah. So again, it's that thing is, how much can you do really? It's fucking awkward that it has to be like our first year of marriage was, and this is like more so Lisa's point, but I would tend to agree that she was like, we got married last September, Barcelona for a few days in like a mini moon, which was lethal, and then she sort of seen this year as a year to get shit done. So as I say, we are making moves, but it's obviously been heavily delayed. You know what I mean? So in terms of trying to get a house, I mean, we haven't been able to speak to a lot of people about getting the ball rolling on a mortgage and stuff during COVID, getting driving and stuff. Like I sent away my provisional, and even still now I don't know what the crack is with any driving lessons. If anybody listening to this based in Belfast knows what the crack is with driving lessons, are they going to be a thing anytime soon? Can you fucking let me know? Long story short, we were just going to treat this as a sort of productive year and do our Nashville and Mexico trip, and then we have another we have another wedding. We were supposed to have an earlier wedding that's been affected by COVID. Lisa's maid of honour at that. So there's just so much up in the air. So it's hard to be. Again, we enjoyed being low key, as was my message a couple of months ago. But yeah, we do have options. That's my fucking long winded Balak's point. Unfortunately, we can't get away for the anniversary, but support local. The fuck. I see there's this whole like help out, eat out. Is that what it's called? Scheme at the minute. I don't know if it's the same for everywhere, but it seems to be like a Monday to Wednesday sort of vibe. You get a heavy discount off food. Obviously, that would be the quieter days for restaurantes. So that's a really good thing, do get out, support your local places, because everyone's eating the same cake sandwich, the cake sourdough, and we grin and bear it. Again, that's my fucking full circle here. These things are sent to try us, and if you lived in a shithole or had a shite job, you're ready for it. You are ready for it. So we'll just go eat out, man. Just enjoy it. Most places wouldn't be open if they hadn't had the right precautions taken. They wouldn't legally be allowed. So it'll be social distance. Stick on your mask for a bit. I know your man Sammy Wilson seems to disagree with the mask thing. Again, that's just the way it is, and I know here it's not mandatory, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. I still feel that, anybody who loses the bet with people for not is a fucking root about it, because you can't force people to do it. But if you're willing, particularly if you're only going to the shops or something, just fire it on. You know what I mean? It's really no sweat. And if you're going out for the evening, maybe wear it to the restaurant, to the bar, and then maybe when you get inside you'll be alright, but because you couldn't wear it all day, you'd lose about 9 stone off the bake. So yeah, it's just a weird fucking time. I was glad that we could get out and do a few bits, but I think my point that I tried to get into at the very start of this podcast, which has been a pain in the hole between going off topic and then my sound recorder eating dick there. I think this week, the first week back at work, I made that fucking shit rookie mistake, man, of still being in holiday mode. That's fucking Ian Huntley sort of territory there. That was my big mistake this week. I was still in holiday mode, so even though I was at work, I was still not really embracing the routine of it again, which was usually, get up, get my coffee, start work, go for a run, nice shower when I get back, nice omelette, then I finish work at 4, Lisa's at 5. That's when I'd be productive and get a few bits done around the flat, get the bins done, do them bastard bins, you know what I mean, all rise, and I'll just cook a nice dinner and then chill and watch some good shit. Finish New Girl for the first time. I started New Girl when it was on Netflix, but it was only like the first three seasons. Then I just forgot about it. Finished the whole shebang. That show is criminally underrated. Particularly as a sitcom, it doesn't really there's no real weak season. There's not a lot of fat to it for me personally anyway. Max Greenfield, who plays Schmidt, is one of the most underappreciated comedy creations. Everybody's brilliant. And that show, Damon Wayans Jr. is coach, who was in the pilot, then had to leave because he thought his other show was going to get cancelled, and then it didn't. He comes back and did his coach in later seasons. I really like Damon Wayans Jr. as a dude, but also because I really like his dad, Damon Wayans Sr. He's been a lot of good shit to me. The best thing, My Wife and Kids, great wee show. Bulletproof with Adam Sandler's good crack. He's in Beverly Hills Cop. He's in Beverly Hills Cop. But the best thing that he has been in, for any film fans, particularly action film fans, for me, that he has been in, it's on Amazon Prime at the minute. It's on the Prime Video. The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis, early Halle Berry role. The Last Boy Scout is one of the most, again, criminally underrated fucking films of all time. I think it's my boy Tony Scott did Last Boy Scout. I want to say, I'm nearly fucking sure, Well, it's hardly fucking Olivia Newton-John, is it? Tony Scott, the late Tony Scott, brother of Ridley. I'm pretty sure he did Last Boy Scout. He was lethal, but he did here, well, listen to all these films he did, man. Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, which is lethal. Days of Thunder with Cruisy, The Last Boy Scout, True Romance, Crimson Tide, The Fan, Enemy of the State, Spy Game, Man on Fire, Taking Pelham 1 2 3. And he did that Unstoppable, and then a few other wee bits as a producer. That's a good lad for me. The Last Boy Scout is one of, honestly, watch it if you're an action film fan. It's really doesn't get the credit it fucking deserves, basically. So I am up to speed now with New Girl. I'm watching the Young Offenders TV show, which I'm kind of enjoying. It's a very easy watch, but I don't know if it's maybe got the premise of Young Offenders maybe just doesn't have the meat to justify a couple of seasons of a TV show. Don't know. The film was obviously first, and Irish comedian PJ Gallagher played the villain in that. Now PJ Gallagher's in the TV show as a different character, as the principal of the school they go to. So that, I don't know. Then there's elements from the film that are borrowed and put into the TV show, so it's not exactly a continuation from the film. It's like we taken those characters and some of their vibe and putting it into a TV show. So the TV show was actually called The Young Offenders. I think the film was just called Young Offenders. It's grand. The first season is quite good. So I'm watching that at the minute, but I'm probably devoid of anything. I know Lisa's right now. She's either on, is it like MTV or one of those channels, watching like Teen Mom or Gypsy Dwarf Lesbian Cattle Mongers. Something like that. But I actually think she's watching that Umbrella Academy, which I've never seen the Umbrella Academy, to be honest, even though it's written by Jared Way. It's based on source material by Jared Way from MCR, My Chemical Romance, who's Joe Rogan's cousin, by the way, a trivia Newton-John there. Yeah, so again, I've no idea how long this episode has been, because it's been somewhat fucked. But I will edit it, so it'll be fine. You'll still get a podcast. Obviously a day early for the Patreon people. Shout out to the Patreon peeps. Much love to the Wu-Tang Clan, as always. What's the crack then with the future podcasts? The most recent episode of the Extra Branch is with Mickey Bartlett. No, wait. Mickey Bartlett was last week, pardon me. The audio from Mickey's is now public on the Spotify and SoundCloud. The video, unfortunately, stays for the Patreon. Join the Wu-Tang Clan. Become a Woods Talker. You get all the videos. As of the next episode will be episode 10. So episode 1 was with Aaron Butler. Episode 2, Aaron McCann. Episode 3, Dave Elliott. Episode 4, Ruth Curran. Episode 5, Tom the Barrow Mahoney. Episode 6, Darren Doherty. 7, Richard Jackson. 8, Mickey Bartlett. 9, Shane Todd. And number 10, which will be uploaded to Patreon on Tuesday. There'll be a wee trailer on Monday on the Patreon. The other half of Valverde Broadcasting will be on the Extra Branch. Duncan Casey, who is a tremendous actor and YouTube personality. As I say, he's one half of Valverde. He's going to be in the podcast this coming Tuesday. We had a great chat. He is an actor. He's currently in the PS4 game Erica, which is like an interactive play-free game. Amongst other things, he's been in Skyfall. He's been in Dark Shadows, the Tim Burton film. He's had recurring roles on Emmerdale and Casualty and stuff like that. He's very, very fucking good. So he's on Tuesday. So it's all good. I'm going to be in the Galgorm. You know, Galgorm's booked. You know, got a professional actor on the pot. Things are going rightly. You know, apart from the sound recorder mugging me off, but you know, it's better than fucking selling doorbells, door to door. I mean, you've got one. Jesus Christ. You wouldn't be needing that app, and I suppose not now, because you came to the door, because I fucking buzzed anyway. So that's the way it is. Well, it's been a weird week. I'll get into the questions and I'll let you go. John Hume died during the week. I've heard the name, I don't really know who he is, to be honest. That's not me being a dick, by the way. That's just, I stay away from all that vibe, man. Apart from doing a joke about Jerry Adams having a cookbook, I have no fucking idea about anything political. I know that he was a political figure, and I know that he was very respected and did a lot of shit for us, so cheers for that. Again, not being a dick, but that's just, you know, that's just me. I blissfully stay away from anything political, because anybody who's deep into it just seems to be very easily annoyed by everything, and I think life's too short. You know, just live in a shithole and get a shit job. You'll learn your fucking life lessons. Yeah, but again, what am I up to this weekend? I've no plans for the weekend anyway, but you know, I'm glad. You know, I say my big mistake this week was not getting back into work mode. Still in holiday mode, so as I say, I was doing my work shifts, wasn't bothering with my routine, so I was having shit lunches, so you know, it was just fucking donuts and fucking crisps and all, and lemonade, and then I was wrecked the rest of the day, and was not productive at all. I'm slowly but surely getting out of that funk, get back to running and stuff soon. But yeah, that's a bit of advice. If you're off work, embrace it, but then when you're back, ease yourself back in for sure, but don't stick to your, just general routine, dandering about in the jammies and playing FIFA and shit like that. Get back into things. Embrace the fact that you're back at work. Embrace productivity, and you'll be fucking sweet. But that was my mistake this week. Jesus Christ, I did nothing this week. Absolutely fucking nothing. I know I was lying there on the sofa just going, oh, I'll go and do something. Because unfortunately, finishing New Girl is not productive. Very enjoyable. But on paper, what in 10 years' time, does it really add up to much? I don't know. Whereas I don't think I got up to much else. We had good crack. Lisa's mum was up with a lack of drinks. Super chill. Maggie Mays on Sunday. Maybe not too much. Yeah, maybe that's, but at least it's 6 by Nico. Shout out to them. Galgorm's booked. Hopefully get some other fucking things arranged. Might be home this weekend. Shout out to younger sister Hannah. It's her birthday this weekend. She's 43 and I'm very, very excited for her. Then it's it's my, I can't remember if I said this last week, but my nephew, Noah, is now walking. I was there when he took his first steps after the cast, bro. Did I inspire him? Maybe. You know what I mean? But I'm delighted about that. Let's get the questions in. The fuck? And get you out of here, people. Aaron Butler. Cast Hamilton, but only using people from the Northern Irish comedy scene. This won't be particularly interesting to people that haven't seen Hamilton. Get Disney Plus, watch Hamilton, let me know what you think. Dave Elliott is Hercules Mulligan. Shane Todd is... You see, this is a very Aaron Butler question because Aaron Butler has been in musicals and is a big fan of musicals. So I think he'll lose the bat if I don't give him a lead part, to be honest. So, of anybody who does comedy, he's the only one that, does musicals as well. So dare I said he'd have to be Alexander Hamilton. You fucking happy Butler. I would be in it. Because I can rap like fuck, apparently. I have been told that. I've got mad flow, apparently, based on the video sketch that me and Kieran Bartlett and Shane Todd did a few years ago for Christmas. I played Lil Champ and I did a bit of rapping, and some people were like, you're actually fucking quite good at that. That's a Strabane thing though. There's loads of good rappers from Strabane, man, and they all fucking murder. So maybe the Strabane accent lends itself well to it lends itself well to rap. Like what I can't remember, what do you call this song? What do you hear this here for rapping? I won't even tell you you fucking hear this shit. Of course there's not. Here we go. Here's a bit of Strabane rap for you.
How many Strabane people are employed in the factory?
Not very many, as far as I know anyway.
Well, there are upwards of 1,000 people altogether.
My wife's is employed, but I'm not employed. And there's a consultant at the side of this tiny hall. It doesn't give the...
Sorry, you're moving around, you see, in the camera.
We've got a consultant in Strabane.
Wait, take your time. Take your time. Now, keep your voice down, because the microphone will take it.
Yes.
Just as you're talking to me now. Fine.
We've got a consultant in Strabane.
You know what I mean? That probably broke your ears there. Sorry, people. Cast Hamilton, Northern Irish people. Aaron Butler, Alexander Hamilton, Dave Elliott, Hercules Mulligan. I would be... I'm trying to think of it. I'd be Aaron Burr. Sorry, Butler. Even though the name Aaron Burr is closer to Aaron Butler. Because he's got some good shit. That one, Wait For It. What a fucking tune. Colin Geddes would be... I would just the Schuyler sisters, Angelica, Eliza and Peggy. That's Geddes, Mickey and McCann, just for comedic value. And Shane Todd would be Lafayette. You know what I mean? Shane can do a bit, so that's the way it is. Apologies again if I burst anybody's fucking eardrums there. I didn't expect the mic to pick that up so well, but that's what you get when you've got amazing equipment. I think there's just 2 Patreon questions, and then we'll get you out of here, people. On the Patreon. Right, Connor Austin. What's happening, Connor? Was he any crack Not a lot, mate. Have you ever visited London before? If so, what did or didn't you enjoy about your time over there? If not, would you be ever be tempted to go? I'm a Londoner myself, so I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I won't be offended either. Up at WTC. Let me think. I went to London when I was a child 2 or 3 times. I have two aunties that live over there. So we did all the childhood at Cutty Sark and paying 19 quid for a milkshake, all that jazz. I haven't been in years. I enjoyed it as a child, but I was unaware really of the vibe. I was too young to kind of get its vibe really. Um, it's been on my radar to go back over to do some gigs. But I'm in no rush. I would go over and do like the museum and comedy, do a solo show there quicker than any open spots at the minute. Just because I've got shit going on. But I would love to go back over once all this is done. I would take me and Lisa would do a weekend, and as I say, in terms of comedy, I would definitely do a show there. Um, so as I say, I was so young, I don't really know what I did and didn't enjoy. It was very much just dandering about, and I remember the chippies were lethal, really good chippies over there. Um, I think I didn't like it was maybe just the busyness of it, the real sort of human congestion of it. Got to me even at that age, so I'd say if I was to go over, I'd be more aware of it. But I'd be keen to get back, good food scene and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, definitely, it's on the radar. Um, Luke Gorman up at WTC for sure. Wouldn't it be class, by the way, in terms of the WoodsTalk merch, to get up a WTC, but do it like now the Run DMC thing, like all black and then just the big white letters? Wouldn't that be up a WTC? That'd be so swag. Are you looking forward to The Boys season 2 in a month? I can't wait. Just finished rewatching season 1 and the new trailer that came out yesterday. Looks sweet as fuck. Also, the comic is free on Prime Reading, so started that too. Bit different, but still good. I haven't seen any trailers for the second season beyond maybe one of the earlier teaser ones, I believe. Um, it's a fucking lethal show, so I'll be keen. I must try and squeeze in a rewatch. Again, the danger of binging TV shows is that you don't retain a lot. Um, Absolutely loved it. I actually think the guy who plays as a Homelander, is that the blonde haired sort of Captain America type, he would be a brilliant Reverse Flash. If he had a cast for the Flash film. I'm very excited about it. It was very entertaining. Carl Urban, is just a good lad. He's in Lord of the Rings. He's in Star Trek. Dread, you know what I mean. And the rest of the cast, most of them I'd never fucking heard of, and they were all lethal. Like the Boys and Watchmen were two of my sort of favourite things from the last while. So yeah, I'm keen to watch it, mate. Absolutely. That's us, people. Enjoy your weekend as always. Sorry for the wee glitch in the middle and the borderline deafening smoke alarm fucking bit from that video there. But I'll do a bit of post production editing on that, and I will sort that out so it doesn't kill anybody. Because last thing I need is a lawsuit in my hands, where they're like, Woodsy, we listen to your podcast, there's one bit, fucking bust our fucking eardrums, and because of you now, you fucking specky lesbian arsehole can't even hear my fucking doorbell. I've got a Bohemian Rhapsody doorbell, can't even fucking hear it, you fucking root end. Take it easy, everybody. Much love to the Woodtown clan. Cheers for listening. Much appreciated. Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. Fire in the reviews. Fire in your comments. Share it in your story and all that jazz. The numbers are going up fucking every week, and that fucking blows my mind. And let's keep her respectively lit. Like a very very decent Yankee candle. That's coriander flavour. Keep it fucking lit. Much love, everybody. Take her easy and look after yourselves, and I'm not good at goodbyes, but I'll do it now, sure. Bye.